Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read. Now, I know it's been a minute since I posted a video, and because I was moving things around in my workspace, and I'm finally getting more settled. Also, excuse the fact that I don't have my fancy long nails, because my in real life work requires that I don't have such fanciness, because I work with my hands. So, we're just going to be rocking with natural nails going forward, because that's just how it is. But going back to the reading, I've been getting a lot of, I want to say residual hits on the energy that I did the last reading, where there's this energy of moving. Now, it could be literal moving. It could be spiritual or emotional moving, like evolving, healing, that sort of thing. But that energy of moving is still present. And I just want to remind the collective that the last time I read, I had like 2 dreams in the same weekend of the same person, and they were saying the same things to me. Very realistic dream. I had this person come forward in my dream, someone I hadn't seen in a really long time, or even spoke to in a really long time, and they said, "Angel, I'm moving. I have to go back to do whatever I'm going to do, but I'm going to be in touch. I'm going to be more connected. I am moving." So that made me feel like that was what the collective needed to hear. That was about 10 or 11 days ago. So again, apologies for the delay, but here we go. We're going to go ahead and see. I'm going to be using what I call foundation cards. This deck, I have Cosmic Insights, and that usually gives me an idea of the energy that is present for this reading, and then we'll kind of build on that. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and see what we'll get. Okay, so like right away, I'm being told just to grab from the top of the deck, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We got new moon. Okay. It is not lost on me that the fact that the last time I did this reading was about 10 to 11 days ago. That was the new moon then. And now we have the new moon now. In a couple of meetings ago, I talked about the lunar cycle, about how there was important decisions being made between the new moon and the full moon. So it is not lost on me, collective, that every time I'm reading for this specific collective, because I do believe I may have different collectives that come visit my channel, but this specific collective, the times in which you feel most catalyzed, most incentivized to make changes, to make moves, to say things, to contact, to write, to reach out, to heal, seems to be around the new moon. That is when you do your work. Now, you may not track the lunar cycle, but a fun exercise might be for the collective that feels like maybe this might resonate, is to look at the calendar and then look back at your life for the last 3 months or so, and ask yourself, when I made these big decisions in my life, when I decided to strike out on my own, or get a new job, or to talk to the person I haven't talked to in a really long time, what part of the month was it? Because it seems like new moon energy seems to be very, very pertinent for this particular collective who's clicked on this video. And new moons are all about new beginnings. Full moons are about closing cycles, closing out chapters, completion. But new moons is about putting new plans into action, entering that new chapter, entering that new stage, wanting to make a change, whether or not you're like, I'm starting a diet, I'm going to get that new job, I'm going to be better for myself or for the relationships that I enter into, I'm going to be a better communicator. It's like starting something. You all seem to do it during the new moon lunar phase. So let's keep going. I'm going to shuffle, and then I'll pull from the top like I've been told to. Wait, one wants to pop out. I'll take a peek, but I am, well, technically this is the top of the deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with whatever this is. Death card. This is about transformation. Yes, with the new moon energy, that this collective seems to be almost like you feel most empowered during this time. Now, again, like I said, you may not follow lunar cycles, but lunar energy is soft, it's guiding, it's healing. And so maybe that feels to you during that time of the birthing of the new moon, it's, how do I want to say this? I want to say it's the most gentle time and the time in which you feel the most safe to do things, to be the most vulnerable during these new moons. And this particular new moon that is coming up by around August 20th or 22nd, which is the new moon, around that time, a few days before, a few days after, you, the collective, are going to likely feel some sort of need to, strike out, do something for yourself. With the Death card about transformation and the 2.0 version, I always like to say that as the same you, but operating like an operating system in a more efficient way, something that's more in line with who you are, more healed or whatnot. Okay, so why is the new moon like really feeling strong right now? Then we have fire. This popped out. I said I was going to pull from the top, but this popped out, and I can't ignore that. So we also have, during the same month, this month, we have Lionsgate. That is August 8th. The fire sign Leo, that energy, we're in that, the Lionsgate energy. And so you might be called to take action. Again, when I said before, this collective seems to find the comfort to take action, to move towards a new beginning, a new chapter, healing, exercise, dieting, changing bad habits, creating good and healthy habits during the new moon. So during this new moon on the 22nd of August, there's some deep transformation, some really deep transformation that will be taking place. This fire energy is not messing around. August 22nd or somewhere around that, either August 20th or August 26th or something in that window, there is deep transformation taking place. I'm hearing a new lease on life. I'm also hearing that while, okay, hold on. Whew, it's coming in strong. That while it is something that is making you nervous, something that you've been thinking about for a really long time that you feel like you should have done a long time ago, it's being put into action this month. And that transformation, whether, again, you're entering a new chapter, a new phase, you are changing bad habits into good habits, you are endeavoring upon healing or exercise or dieting or just self-care, whatever it is, the beginning parts of that is going to seem a little bit nerve-wracking. But the action is going to be taken regardless. This is what it feels like. It feels like even if you feel a little trepidatious about what's coming in August, you are still going to take that action because you know it's for your benefit. A 2.0 version of yourself. You're going to be operating on the new OS system. Okay, so let's pull from the top. Grounded. Yes, I was feeling earth energy, and I wasn't sure why. So you could have earth and fire in your chart, or it could be giving you new stability. And stability in like the realest way. Maybe the action that you're taking that transforms your life is that, yes, you are endeavoring upon a new job. And while the beginning can feel a little bit, at times even chaotic because you're learning the ropes, it's a new job, it's a new setting, you're getting to know it, it creates more grounding, it creates more stability because it's a job that, if you put in, your 6 months, you're like locked into that company, you have job security, you're making more money, it has better benefits. If you are endeavoring upon like healing, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical healing, like dieting and exercise, you're creating what's the word? You're creating I'm at a loss for words. You're like creating a platform, an even platform, so that you can really put the roots down and grow and really heal. There's something about carrying around unnecessary pain for a really long time, and whatever action is being taken in August is going to help dispel that. Again, whether or not you were, I just heard whether or not you felt lost spiritually, like you felt like life just kept happening to you, that things were just always not in your favor, that always every time you tried to build, it was like a house of cards, it kept crumbling. Or if it was a relationship, that no matter how much you put into different relationships, they always seem to crumble or disappoint, or you feel alone. Whatever you're doing in August, whatever action is being taken in August, is a catapult, is the catalyst that will lead to something different. But it needs to happen. Whatever decision, whatever action that's happening during this time, it is for your benefit to ground. If you are healing in an emotional state, maybe for a long time you've had a lot of like past experiences and trauma weighing on your heart, and you finally said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and reach out and talk to someone because I want to be able to express how I feel, have my feelings validated, and learn, methods to help balance myself and get myself feeling right emotionally. If it's physical, maybe you want to go to the gym or strengthen or something like that, and that perhaps for a long time you've been operating in unnecessary pain, or you felt stuck, or you felt a lack of motivation. But again, the decision made in this month is not just any decision, it's the decision that can lead to a whole cavalcade of change. Really strong. Okay, I had to take a deep breath. I'm going to go ahead and use the Cosmic Insights to get some more clarity on this. We're going to get 3, I think. So let me move these cards back over here. Okay. Can I get some information about the new moon and the transformation card back? Actually, normally I take these foundation cards with my other foundation cards, but I'm being told not to use these. But I just got a new set of cards from Intuit, and it's the Zodiac Oracle, I believe is what it's called. It's new, and I'm really excited about using. So I'm being guided to use these cards. So I'll just go ahead and use these. It's interesting because I picked out the Cosmic Insight to use for this reading, but like very strongly. It was like, no, not those. Use your Intuit cards. Okay. Hold on, I gotta do another. Okay, so can I get some clarification on this new moon energy? The collective seems to be this particular collective that's watching. Okay, if this is not resonating with you, that maybe this is not your reading today. Oh, pardon me. Maybe this is not your reading today, and that's okay. It could be a message for a different collective. I do believe that there are different collectives that watch my readings, and you would know this if this is for you. It'd feel like a pluck of your heartstring. Okay, don't do mental gymnastics to make this work. If it's for you, it's for you. I'm not trying to tell you how you should feel, but I'm just kind of confirming what you are feeling and what you are going through. Sorry, I felt the need to say that. Okay, so hold on. Clarification on the new moon card. This collective seems very, very connected to lunar energy. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry I keep delaying this. But yes, this collective seems connected to lunar energy, but I don't know if that's because either you may or may not track the movement of the moon, like the lunar phases, or someone that you're involved with, friend, family, lover, is very strong in their lunar energy. And when I mean really strong in their lunar energy, meaning like maybe they do, track the lunar phases. Maybe they do practice lunar magic. Maybe their moon sign is, more important to them than their sun or rising. Something about that. Maybe they're an astronomer. Something like that. Maybe they're in love with, space and stars, and that's kind of, take it as it resonates. Don't make it fit. Okay. So can I get clarification for this new moon card? Okay, so we have childhood. Oops. So we have innocence, playful, growing, friendship, being, lightness of being, foundation, need of others, revisit, past, loving, no worries, inexperience, growth, and new beginnings. Well, I mean, all of that. What seems to stand out to me the most is, for some reason, the need of others, revisit the past, and new beginning. That's... Okay, hold on. Okay. What I'm hearing is the decisions that you make during the new moon. Like I said, the new moon is like the birthing of the new moon. And so this energy is young and it's idealistic. And it's not, we've got the childhood card. With the need of others, revisiting the past and new beginnings. This is whatever transformation is happening, whatever healing may be happening, whatever growth may be happening, is something that has been with you since you were a child. And what I mean by that, so let's say we're talking about you get a new job and you're creating stability with a new job. There's something about in your childhood, there may have been some lack. Maybe your family was tight with money. Maybe you came from a single parent home. Maybe you were in foster care. And stability is something that, was always something that you were striving for, but as a child, you couldn't quite attain it yourself. It could be in your childhood, you had experienced emotional irregularities with your parents, so it caused you childhood trauma, childhood wounds, and it's the transformation, the healing that you, again, like I said earlier, it's something that you wanted to do for a really long time, but this month you're getting serious about it. And it could be something about healing, like physical healing. Maybe someone has like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm hearing this so clearly, like luxating patellas, like when your kneecaps go to the side. It's something that has happened since your childhood, like a physical condition that's happened or has been with you since childhood. And something about this month, you're like, I'm going to go to physical therapy, or I am going to, weight train to strength, something like that. Whatever, I know this is very, very specific, but whatever has been with you from childhood, it's something that as you've grown, as you've known yourself as a child, as a young adult, and as an adult, wherever you are on that spectrum, you've always known that there was something that you needed to address. And it was always at the back of your mind, like, I'm going to do this. I should do this. I know it's probably beneficial for me to do. And maybe you just didn't have the opportunity. You didn't have the time. Maybe the finances were tight. Maybe job, family, friends, obligations. There was always something that you couldn't focus on yourself. But now is the time. The action will be taken because it's meant for you to be more grounded, more stable. And the need of others aspect of this, it's, you're not going to do this alone. The healing, the growing, the movement that you are experiencing, if you're literally moving, you're going to have people there helping you, move. If you are getting a new job and moving into a new job, you're going to have people there. You're not going to be out there on a limb by yourself. If you're healing emotionally, spiritually, physically, you are not alone in there. You have a support system. But what I'm hearing is you're not used to reaching out to them. And now is the time. Now is the time to reach out to, those lifelines. Call that lifeline and be like, hey, I need some help, because you're not alone. Okay, let's move on to the death card. Nope. Well, that is entirely too much. So let me try that again. Death card. Okay, so we have Black Widow. So betrayal, warning, twisted, turncoat, cunning, danger, toxic situation or relationship, entrapment, unexpected, insidious, poisonous, low vibration. Okay, so this is very, very specifically getting yourself out of a bad situation. Very specifically getting yourself the hell out of a bad situation. Now, bad situations, as we know, can be applied in many different ways. You know, a job that doesn't recognize the effort you put in, a disempowering relationship, an unhealthy relationship with yourself, self-deprecating and self-limiting thoughts, and living with unnecessary pain. Now, that last one, living with unnecessary pain, could be physical, could be emotional, could be spiritual. When I say transforming, this is a clarification for the death card. You are transforming out of this bad, low vibrational energy. You're transforming away from this energy. So if you were in a bad relationship, a disempowering relationship, a relationship that you felt truly unhappy in, it either has already ended by the time you see this reading, or it is well on its way so that you can work on yourself and be happy. If it's a job, again, you may have already left that job, or you are setting up your options to move towards that great beginning with another company. If it's physical, emotional, or mental health, you've already done the research of who you need to talk to, what doctors to make appointments with, because keeping yourself in unnecessary pain, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical, is a bad relationship with yourself. You should hold yourself sacred. And I know I don't need to say that because you know it. You're doing the transformation right now. You're doing the transformation right now. Oh, man. For some reason in this, regardless of the situation, I'm hearing self-pity for whatever reason. And you're recognizing, oh my God, okay, so again, don't do mental gymnastics to make this fit. It will resonate with you if it's meant for you. There is the energy of self-pity, self-victimization. Purposely isolating yourself because you feel like nobody wants to hear your problems, or locking yourself in a room to cry because you're in emotional, physical, or spiritual pain. That's doing you. Okay, you know this. You already know this is why the transformation happened, but you know you're doing yourself a disservice. How can you help yourself? How can you change the narrative? How can you change your experience if you're not willing to reach out? And I understand being that vulnerable for some people is terrifying, but you're doing it for a very specific collective, very, very niche. The action is being taken. Wow, why is this so strong? I just keep hearing years of unnecessary pain. And again, part of the bad relationship with yourself is negative self-talk, shame, fear, guilt, unworthiness. But those are shackles that you're shaking off of yourself. It says it right there. You're becoming a 2.0 version of yourself, and you're using that fire energy, that like Leo, Lionsgate energy. That's coming up next week. I think it's next Friday. Okay, so clarification on fire. Okay, we'll take that one. So then we have shooting star, quick action. Yeah. Very first set of words, quick action. Yeah, this is going to happen this month. Whatever it is, whatever collective this resonates with, it's happening this moment. It's quick action, wish granted, enterprising, luck, dazzled, sudden. Okay, so it's action. But it also is wish granted. Like it's a shooting star, like star energy. This is all wish. This is also wishes granted. And let me be clear when I say that you, like right here, this transformation that you've decided to finally do for yourself. And I do very much feel that you have kind of, been kicking your own ass for not doing something, leaving a job, leaving a bad, disempowering relationship, healing negative self-talk, healing the unnecessary pain that you've put up with for too long. Again, emotional, spiritual, or physical. You've kind of kicked yourself an ass enough for doing those things. You're ending that bad relationship with yourself. You're ending the stop chastising yourself for not doing the things and just do the thing because you want the change. You want to be more grounded. And the wishes granted is not necessarily, oh my gosh, not necessarily that divine is coming in to grant your wish, that your deity is coming in to grant your wish, that anyone else other than yourself, you are granting your own wish. You took the steps to get where you needed to be to make the action to create your own grounding. I fully believe that there is divine intervention, that it will come in and it will change things and move things around on the chessboard to make things happen. But in this moment, this is you making the change for yourself because you recognize you want groundedness, you want stability, you want security, you want to feel better about yourself, whatever that means. You're taking action to grant your own wish because I've said in other readings that you're the maestro of your own destiny. You choose the path that you walk. If you don't like your life situation, you have to change it. There's not anyone who's going to change it for you. They'll be there to support you through it, but you ultimately have to make that decision. Say the thing, make that call, make the change, do the healing, move your house, move, forward, move back home, whatever it is, do what you need to do to get yourself in alignment with the path that you should be walking in order to get your grounding. Do yourself that I don't have to say do yourself that kindness. You are doing it. You are doing the kindness for yourself. You're recognizing there's more power in your own decisions that you don't have to, and I say you don't have to ask anyone for change, but you do want to ask for help and stability. You're not doing this alone. Can I get confirmation on grounded? Okay, so we have crutches, victim mentality, self-pity, the relying too much on others, and okay, so remember I was saying you're changing yourself, and I just said it. You're changing the self-pity, the self-victimization, the negative self-talk, the locking yourself in your room and crying because you feel unworthy. Like you can't make certain changes or you can't grow or heal unless you make the decision to heal and grow. I know I don't have to say this because again, you're doing it. But for those who may be kind of in the weeds and they can't quite see the forest for the trees, in order to get the healing and the stability in your life situation and the better self-opinion is you have to want to change that for yourself. You have to recognize that what you once did isn't working for your well-being, for your balance, for your self-actualization or mastery. You have to want better for yourself. You have to treat yourself better. You have to think of yourself better and then take action towards the things that will help you feel more stable, more healed, strong in body, strong in mind, strong in heart. And again, I feel like with these two energies, this Black Widow and the crutches, you're leaving that energy. You're leaving that energy to pursue more groundedness. This seems like a reading for people who are I just heard finding their voice, finding their power, recognizing that they're gaining their power back. You've always had the power. You've always had the sacredness and sovereignty, but you're recognizing it. Finally, you're recognizing that the steps that you've taken, the choices that you've made, the opportunities that you've been granted were all coming into your life for you using the sacredness and sovereignty of self to change your own path. And you're doing it. I'm confirming that you are doing it. Okay, so we're just going to get a couple of tarot just to kind of wrap up the reading, because this is feeling really intense and I think I need to eat something to ground myself now, because I need grounding. But let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got two. So we've got Nine of Cups and Queen of Coins. Now, Nine of Cups, we saw, came out kind of sideways. So, and I instinctually put it upright. And I think that speaks volumes about where the collective is at. I feel like the collective, if I put it back the way it was, I feel like the collective knows that they're on the precipice of having happiness and fulfillment. I think they're on the precipice. And me turning it around the way that it did underneath the new moon is, yeah, this is the action that you're taking. Like someone, your own hand of fate is recognizing your uncertainty and says, I can make a decision. Collective, you're saying, I can make a decision to do this or to do this. And the fact that I turned it upright, I like to believe that when I'm channeling some of the strongest energies in the collective to bring forth the energy. Somebody was like, nope, I'm changing it like this. This is exactly what I want. I was here a little uncertain, but now I know that I'm going to do everything I need to do in order to create my own happiness and my own fulfillment, because happiness is not something that someone can give you. It's something that you create for yourself. The Queen of Coins is warm and stable. She is grounded. Nothing shakes her. She knows her worth. Gender is not, don't worry about the gender. It's just, that's the energy of this card. Grounded. Grounded. She is grounded. She's abundant. She has a firm, solid understanding of who she is. And she's content. We have that right next to the Nine of Cups. Also, for some reason, with this Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles energy, I'm hearing that finances will improve for the collective. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be rolling in dollars. I'm not saying that, but I feel like finances are going to start looking up. I heard it for a reason. So what else do we have? Okay, so then we have the Three of Coins in reverse. Now, the Three of Coins in reverse, Three of Coins upright. It's about working with other people on a project. Kind of like if I was being quite literal, it'd be like people getting together to build a house, right? And the Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles in reverse has two meanings for me, depending on the cards that are around it. And considering where we're at right now, this is not, I'm hearing this as you're not relying on people to build what you need to build for yourself. Like the foundation of your building has to be done internally. The Three of Coins, the Three of Pentacles is your internal building, your internal structure. Like you have to lay down your own foundation before you call your friends and say, hey, can you help paint my house? Like, well, the house is not even painted. I mean, not even built yet. You have to create your own happiness. You have to create your own house. And you have to build what you want that house to look like, what that happiness is supposed to look like, depending on, you know, what you want for yourself. And once you have a solid understanding and realization of the things that you know that you need to do internally to make yourself happy, whether it's moving house, moving jobs, leaving a disempowering relationship, healing physically, mentally, or spiritually. Once you have an idea of what that is, then you can call in people to be like, hey, I've created this new foundation for myself and I'm doing pretty good. I could use some assistance if you have some time. And then people can add to your happiness. So we have the Fool card in reverse. Fool card upright can be someone going out to experience adventure with open arms. They're willing and they're able, and they don't really know what's coming, but they are going to move forward anyways. Sometimes it can be reckless. Sometimes it could be like not thinking about the path and not being prepared. That's what the Fool upright means. The Fool in reverse also means it's not that you can't see what's ahead of you. You understand what exactly is laid before you. And that includes all the highs and all the lows. It includes the moments of light and the parts that you have to trudge through to get towards where you need to be. The Fool in reverse could also be the feeling of trepidation of knowing what you have to do and being scared to do it. But again, we have these cards up here that's saying, with these cards being like, you're worried, there's maybe some self-pity, some victimization, there's maybe fear, shame, guilt that's holding you back, but you're still making this change. You're still taking the action this month. So with this card here, it's yes, you know the path forward. Yes, you can see, you have the itinerary of what you're going to need to do in order to create balance and alignment within yourself. It's not always going to be a cakewalk. That's for damn sure. And yes, you can be a little bit nervous about that, but you're still going to do it. That's the part. I'm getting goosebumps right now saying that. You know the road forward isn't always going to be easy, but you're going to do it. Oh, every time I say you're going to do it, I'm getting goosebumps. You're going to do it. You've already settled it in your mind. It's already on the calendar. It's already part of your itinerary. You've already signed, told your landlord that you're moving. You've already accepted the job. You've already made that first appointment with a counselor. You're already doing it. Knowing that it might not be easy and might not be a cakewalk the entire time. Well, that's something else, and it's something that you have to draw on your inner strength and persevere forward, because you're doing this for the betterment of yourself, for your happiness, for your centeredness, and for your alignment. We've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's interesting that these three are in reverse because building, the adventure, and this is about learning. It's interesting that these are in reverse because, again, in context to what these cards are, and I'm an intuitive reader, so when I hear a message come in, as soon as I seen this is the message I'm going to give you is direct from my guides. It's saying it's not that you have to learn. You already know what you have to do. You have to do. Because the Page of Pentacles or Page of Coins is about an energy that's either a young person getting ready to learn, or someone who's new at something, new at a concept, new at a job, new in a relationship, new at healing, or endeavoring upon the first stage of healing. And it's about learning. But there's something that tells me it's not that you have to learn this. You already know. Just like the Fool card, you have the itinerary. You don't need to learn. You need to do. You need to move forward, move on to the next chapter. And sometimes leaving the last chapter behind can be really, can be emotional. Anyways, I'm being told not to dive too deep into it because that would make the reading already longer than it is, but it's not that you have to learn anything. You know what's on the itinerary. You know what's ahead. Yes, you're a little bit trepidatious. Yes, you're a little bit anxious about the challenges that you might be presented. It might be hard. It might not be a cakewalk. It might not always be unicorn and glitter and unicorn farts. You know what I mean? There's going to be some challenges, some requiring you to draw upon your strength. But it is all for the betterment of your life. And again, I don't need to say it, but you know that. This reading is literally confirmation of someone who knows what they have to do, knows what they have to experience, know how they have to heal, know how they have to move, and are either A, have already started the process. It's already on the books. It's already on the itinerary. You've already told your landlord. It's just a matter of what does life look like afterwards. Being a little bit nervous, a little bit trepidatious, and that's okay. We're human. But you're doing it. You're going to power forward. Two of Coins in reverse. Two of Coins is about being unable to make a decision. It's like weighing and balancing. Two of Coins honestly reminds me of Libra energy when it's kind of unbalanced. The inability to make a decision because you're constantly weighing the pros and cons. And while Libra energy is the scales and weighs the pros and cons to make a diplomatic decision or to be fair, if you're on those scales for too long, you're just doing a seesaw action eternally and not making a decision. That's what the Two of Coins is to me. But within it in reverse is the decision has already been made. What I've been saying this entire reading. You know what you have to do and you're going to do it. You've already made the decision. You've already made the decision to move forward. You've already made the decision that this is the best course of action. You know it's not going to be easy. But you're not doing it because it's easy. You're doing it because you know you need to do it for your own self-care. That's why you're doing it. Let's see at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So this is bottom of the deck with it being the Hierophant. It feels like, I'm going to say, I heard somebody is being spiritually guided to move this way. Like, remember how I said that there was unnecessary pain for a long amount of time, and maybe in the past you might have been like, I know I need to do this thing, change this thing, heal this thing, and you've known you have to do it, but have not done it either because of lack of motivation, self-worth issues, life gets in the way, whatever it is, it's kind of delayed where this decision is now. But there's something about the Hierophant being here that makes me feel like you're being spiritually guided to do this. Like, yes, you are making the decision, but there's something about the spirit being involved, not in the change, but in your self-belief. Spirit has been telling you, you can do this. You are worthy. You are strong enough. You can heal. You can grow. You can move. You can change your own life. You just have to want it. And that's the level of spiritual involvement that this reading, I feel like, has. It's not necessarily that Spirit's coming in to change things for you. It's letting you know that you can. You've always had the power to change it. It's just now it almost feels like you've dialed in a little bit clearer on the radio dial. You're getting better reception on your cell phone, and you're feeling it a little bit more. That feeling of being like, I'm going to do this. I know it's going to be hard, but I'm going to do it. That self-belief is Spirit, encouraging you to recognize your own strength and to take life by the reins and move your life in a way that you want it to be. And that is the reading for today. Thank you so much for being here and hearing me out. Whenever I'm away from reading for more than a week, I always feel like I come in with these really intense readings, and I want to give myself a reading schedule, but I'm starting to figure out that it's not necessarily that Spirit wants me to have a schedule. It's Spirit wants me to read when I feel moved to read. So I want to try at least do one reading a week, but it could be several a week depending on if I feel I have a message. So I'm sorry for those who like a little bit of structure and consistency as far as schedule goes, but I have to do as I'm being guided and what feels right for my soul. I appreciate you all being here. I can't do any of this without you because, again, I'm channeling someone's energy here today, and I thank you so much for stopping by this channel and helping me out with this read. So, this is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next read.